celebrating the good times.
Cousins goes under center. Dalvin is the tailback. Thielen right, Jefferson left. Handoff Dalvin, room to the left side. He scoots by a mill at the 25, to the 30, and is loose! Dalvin Cook, 30, 20, touchdown! 81-yard touchdown run for Dalvin Cook, the longest of his career, and it's 27-16 Buffalo.
Good times with the Minnesota Vikings, and that Dalvin Cook run, the way he tore away from the Bills, was quite impressive. Just like another week with our quarterback impersonating Fran the man on the fan.
Cousins takes the snap out of the shotgun. He steps up, runs 20, 15, Kirk's to the 10, to the 5, lowers the helmet, and he's down at the 3. First and goal, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with some tough love yardage. A 16-yard run. We got to hustle here. 5 minutes to go in the game. We're down by 10. First and goal from the 3. Let's go Kirk with those legs.
How about that? How about Cousins just putting that shoulder down? Yes. Wow.
What led you to channeling your inner Tim Tebow? I mean, I know you're both Christians. You're not as big as him, but I mean, seriously, with the bulldog approach on that run, Kirk.
Yeah, I felt like we were close enough to the end zone that if the defensive back had taken me on high, I might be able to turn my legs and get a touchdown. But he was smart. He knifed me low, and I went right down. But I need to do more of that. I think that there were some times in the game yesterday where I needed to just take off and try to steal a few yards with my legs, and glad we got that one there. And, would like to do a little more of that when the opportunity presents itself.
Isn't it great saying, I might need to do that more. I will do that more when the opportunity presents itself, as opposed to having it pounded on you like you have to do that more. You have to improvise. You have to be Patrick Mahomes 1A. It's organically happening, and I think it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, you don't want to force it. When you start trying to chase it, that's when you can get yourself in trouble. But, when you watch around the league, you watch the plays being made, it does seem to be that the quarterback using his legs makes a major difference. And so you'll always have to be able to throw from the pocket and throw with accuracy and do all those things. But when you can steal a few with your legs, I think it can really help help your offense, help your team, help your drop back game, make a major difference.
You got you got beaten up in that Washington game. I mean, Payne and Allen and others, they put some good hits on you. Now you're talking about this running piece here, and then after the game, when I'm walking around with the drive-bys and I put my phone in front of you, you're pushing like 9 different parts of your body just to stop the little. So, do we want to rethink the Tim Tebow trick inside the 5? Well, you're the quarterback.
One thing I've learned is that sitting in the pocket can be just as violent as leaving the pocket. So, those pass rushers they know where to rush and they're coming for you. So sometimes getting on the move can help you just as much as sitting in the pocket can. But certainly you don't want to go looking for more hits than you need. But standing and delivering will get you hit too, just like taking off.
Your coach, Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, the coordinator, Chris O'Hara, the quarterback's coach, Angelico tight ends, Cooper, and his assistant with the offensive line. Why I lay that whole thing out? Because I don't exactly know what I'm looking for here, but Von Miller's a Hall of Famer, and he got sneaky at the end of the game because that's what HOFs do. The plan against Von Miller and that pass rush, I thought was terrific. Do you agree?
I do. I think our guys did a phenomenal job all game long. When you have 50 pass attempts, you're, on the road, you're certainly asking a lot of your group from a protection standpoint. And then there were several where I felt like, I can get rid of the ball quicker too. I mean, if we took a sack, it was because, hanging on the ball a while. And so guys were holding up well. And, I think 2 of the sacks might go down on just being stepped on and falling over right before the play even started.
Right.
So it was an impressive effort to be able to drop back that many times and hold up and be able to move the ball down the field that way on the road.
Well, does Ed Ingram have size 20 feet? I mean, it's like there's an old basketball player named Bob Lanier who had like size 21 feet. Your dad's listening right now. He texted me. He knows who Bob Lanier is. But nevertheless, Ingram's feet, are they just massive?
Yeah, he got me a couple times there. Just kind of unfortunate. he's trying to do his job and just took a step, and it just happened to be right where I was. But it's one of many, many examples of we can go back, we can talk about it, try to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more fun to have those conversations after a win than after a loss. So there's certainly so much to clean up, but certainly a different mood in the building today because we found a way to win.
Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. As I mentioned earlier in the show repeatedly, now, Kirk threw those 2 interceptions. The second one is, he wants them both back. Ball sailed into the wind on the first one over KJ. Second one was a lot different. But on 3rd and 4th downs, the money downs, our quarterback went 12 of 18, 224 yards and a touchdown. 3rd and 4th down yesterday. That's cold-blooded right there. And, I mentioned earlier that basketball player, Bob Lanier. Let me ask you this, Kirk. Are you familiar with Magic Johnson?
He's a Michigan State Spartan. You better believe I'm familiar with him.
There we go. East Lansing, go crazy. Well, why I ask, he might be your favorite basketball player more so than the Spartans. The no-look pass to Jefferson on the left sideline. Are we channeling our inner Magic Johnson with these no-look deep passes? That was incredible.
Man, it was one of those deals where you knew there was green grass out there and felt like there weren't any additional defenders besides the one running with Justin on his route. So I knew you gotta avoid the sack and throw the ball anyways. Might as well throw it in Justin's general direction. And he did a great job coming back to the football and keeping 2 feet in bounds. And it was big in overtime. It was also big to get a couple of big runs by Dalvin that kind of gave us favorable down and distances in overtime. And
no doubt.
There were several big plays you can point to throughout the fourth quarter and overtime.
Kirk, no doubt, you know better than anybody, man, it takes a village. So Madison, he doesn't get many reps. He comes in there, he's running like his hair's on fire. He was inserted, he gets inserted at perfect times, and it's almost like a basketball game where you're going against the backups and you're really good, and he brings juice and picks things up. Dalvin's running away from the defense. You're channeling your inner Fran Tarkenton. What in the hell is happening to our team right now? It's crazy.
No, we definitely feel like, there are many, many people who can touch the football on our offense and make a meaningful difference. And Alex is one of those guys. And there is only one football and only so many plays, but it's great to have so many playmakers and know that we can spread it around and give guys a break and have depth at so many skill positions. And it's a great comfort, I think, to me as a quarterback as well.
Now, and here's TJ Hawkinson, okay? He's been here 5 minutes. Last week when I chatted with you, he'd been here 2 minutes. So now, 19 targets in 2 games. He's good, okay, and he's lanky and he's angular and he runs good routes. Is 19 targets in 2 games, is that a Big Ten thing? Or do you feel bad that he used to be a Lion?
Well, I think that, you always say you go where your reads take you. And as coverage has dictated, he's gotten some opportunities. And he's a big target and, has done a great job for us. And, again, I keep going back to just the challenge it is to, like you said, step in after being here for such a short amount of time and be able to act like you've been here for months. That really amazes me what he's been able to do. So we'll keep getting him involved and just add him to the mix of great players that we can use to move the football.
Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Vikings, playing Dallas next week. It's a 3:20 game on KFAN. A few more here for the quarterback. Are you in like a bathroom or are you in like a closed closet right now? It's not. It sounds great, but there's like a little tiny bit of an echo. Either that or the bass in your voice has enhanced since yesterday.
No, I am. You are correct. I'm in the cold tub room here at the facility, so I'm sitting in the tubs, and my voice must be echoing off all the tile.
No, it's good, but the cold tub, that's definitely the long and short of it. Now with yesterday, the second pick to 30, Dane Jackson. We go to break, and I put my binoculars on you on the bench. You're sitting to the right of Nick Mullins. Mullins is your backup's looking at the surface, and then you got David Blau. And you don't have the surface in your hand. You got your arms on your thighs. You're leaning down, and clearly there's some consternation with you at that moment, and you weren't happy. What were you getting straight in your mind and your heart at that moment?
Well, just coming out of the fake, I was looking to my right, trying to find KJ over the middle. Didn't feel good about ripping it to him, so then I just came backside and felt the left edge a little loose, and in the quick flash of turning to my left, I mistakenly thought that the corner was Justin on his curl route. I thought Justin was standing there running his curl route, and so I whipped around and just threw it, and it was a zoning defender just staring, looking at me. But that was why I did that, and I said to Adam on the flight home, I can't remember the last time I had that happen where you in a flash see a body and you think it's your teammate and it isn't. I mean, I'm grateful it doesn't happen more than it does, but that was one of those where you're like, oh my goodness, because it's third quarter, we're down, we're driving, we needed to come out of the half with points, and we're moving the football, and then to do that, it just felt like it was just a terrible break, terrible mistake, and one of many that we were able to overcome somehow.
Dane has a blue jersey. Justin's is white. Maybe you need to call Rodrigo Blankenship and ask him if you can borrow those big goggles, those glasses. I mean, it's all good though. You got the money, man. That's cool. And like I said, 12 of 18, 224 on third and fourth down. And you know what? I'm not into fantasy football, and I know you aren't either. But you're like a statistical conundrum to those who love fantasy football because you've had better numbers during your career, but I would contend you're making the best throws this year you've ever made in your professional life. And I haven't watched all your Washington All-22. The KJ throw against Arizona, left hash, front right of the end zone's one. The boundary, no look, Magic Johnson to Jefferson was good. It's your. Do you feel that way, that you're making some of the best throws you've ever made?
I think it's an accurate assessment to say that the production overall hasn't been what I would expect it to be or want it to be. But also being 8-1 is somewhere I've never been, and you do I think feel having played now with some of these guys now for 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, I guess, when you count Dalvin and Adam and some of those guys. It does give you a greater level of anticipation and an understanding of what you're wanting to do. And, I think that time on task over the years together has shown up a lot this year in some of those trust throws and some of those more, tighter windows.
Now JJ rules the roost, and the 50-50 chances you gave him yesterday were maybe all the way back to the pandemic year against Malcolm Butler. The most that I recall you giving him or others during the course of a game were you consciously taking more chances with that, or were they the preferred reads?
I think some of them are probably situational, like a third down or a fourth down where you feel like you need it. There's some others where you feel the pocket closing in and you feel like, the ball needs to go, don't want to take a sack. And if Justin's the best option, then put it on him and let him make you right. So it's kind of a combination, but yeah, I do think that there's a realization that, hey, he's aggressive. He'll go get the football. He'll protect you. And try to give him those chances as best you can. I think you gotta still be smart. I'm not gonna, at the end of the half, we had the interception against Washington when I threw it up to him. So, bad things can still happen. So you're aware of that, but you certainly understand that we can make some big plays if the ball's thrown in his direction.
What happened to Kirko? Patrick Peterson stole your chains.
Yeah, I ran out of ideas. I think we're good there. We maxed out coming back from Washington, and it was great to pass the torch to somebody else, and might have to turn it into a player of the game type thing where whoever has the best game has to take their shirt off and wear some chains on the flight home.
Right.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Pat with 2 interceptions last week earned it. So hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Yeah, go ahead and eyeball Darisaw and Zadarius Smith and tell them that, okay? I mean, let's be serious here. Due to the Tim Tebow trick, your body was killing you. Your head was spinning. I saw it after the game. Kirko just needed a week off. Who knows? Maybe next time Kirko reemerges. Last one. I'm going to say this is the most fun you've had as a professional due to the joy and the camaraderie and the happiness in this covenant. And yes, I am speaking for you. And if I am wrong, I apologize. But am I accurate?
Well, we've always said we have a really good locker room going back several years now. It's a great group of people, great group of players. And when we've been 500 or, lost some tough games in a stretch, guys always stuck together, had each other's back, were supportive, pointed the finger at themselves, didn't point at other people. And now, being on a winning streak, you feel the same group, you see the same excitement. It's just that now that we're winning, it takes it to a whole nother level. So it is a really, really good group, and one that you want to enjoy while you have it, because it's a fleeting deal when it comes to NFL rosters. There's always a lot of change, and you assume that, hey, next year we'll have the same group, but that really isn't the case. Every year it changes. So while you have a group this good and you're winning, you really do want to find joy in every day and every minute, because it is special to be together and to, be in this fight together with one another.
Fantastic season. I'll see you out there this week. Thanks for the conversation.
Absolutely. Thanks, PA. Always great catching up, and we'll see you on the sideline on Sunday.
Got you, bud. See you. Kirk Cousins, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, after a 33-30 overtime victory, and I'm going to probably say it for a final time because it matters. I mean, it's like with Ethan Caliagmanis with PJ, like we just chatted about in 45 minutes ago. Redshirt freshman, parts of the game I was watching, bad throws, didn't run when he should have run. There was some man coverage where you got defenders turning their backs on him, and the kid can run, and he didn't. He's inexperienced, okay? It takes time, just like the redo with talent. But then it started to come together for him in that game, and he pushed through some adversity that's unexplainable unless you're in those cleats. Well, the professional quarterback is doing the same thing. I'm telling you, after that second interception, when my binoculars saw him on the bench, he was down, and he reset his heart, and he reset his mind and his confidence, and he came back and put together a game on 3rd and 4th down where he went 12 of 18, 224 yards, and a passing touchdown. Thank you, Spearfish Sammy, for those stats. That's pushing through negativity and adversity, and it's a metaphor for life. But when it comes to Kirk, it's fact, because it had to happen or you don't win the game. Lavelle Neal III is a columnist for the Star Tribune. In fact, he's ballyhooed. He will join us shortly, but first.
The Fan and Granite Logistics